Guys, welcome back to this channel again. Thank you for being a friend, a subscriber, a follower, person who comments, person who likes, person who shares my videos, my support system. Welcome. Today I want to talk about a certain journey that many people don't like talking about. By the way, I was burnt. I don't know if you can see. I was deep frying my gizzard. That day I was deep frying the gizzard. The oil split and it came right here. But it's getting better. I think you can see it. Yeah. So, there's a journey I have walked and I've not been able to, let me use my mirror. I've not been able to talk about it because many people don't like talking about the hard journeys. People like talking about the softer journey. Like when you're battling something, if it's so heavy, you don't want to talk about it. But when it's a bit easier, it's very, very easy to talk about it. So this journey is a journey that none of you knows about it, though the question pops in all the time. Anytime I meet my fellow ladies or just couples, they ask me same question. Wow, you spaced your kids. Hey, you like spacing. You enjoyed spacing. And if I don't know you so much, I'll tell you, yes, I did the spacing. But if you are a very close friend, then I would prefer to let you know. So the story starts like this. I see people complain about delays of having kids. They're married, or maybe they're just expecting kids. You know, it's not even an issue of being married. Some ladies would just wish to have kids, even if they're not married, just with the boyfriend or wherever. But let me talk to those who are married, because I don't want to talk about those who are not married. I want to talk about those who are in a serious relationship. Yeah, not even married as such. Those who are in a serious relationship. You're trying to have a child and you're not getting. And there's nowhere you can go and check whether you are normal or abnormal. There's no machine to show that you are not giving birth or you're able to give birth. It is only time that tells whether you're able to have kids or not. And I look at the generation of today, many of them are opting for adopting. Their best option is to adopt. Some are saying they will not have kids. And I usually believe your choice is the best. If you're at peace with no kids, well and good, that's your choice. I salute you and I support you. If you're interested to have kids, then you're in this topic. This one is much more related to you, especially if it takes you long to have kids. These are journeys people don't talk about. These are journeys people don't want to talk about because at times they are you're in a pain. Sometimes it's something that you don't want to engage big people about it. And at times you'd wish to tell people, I'm not in a hurry. I'm not in a hurry. And I don't blame you. I was there. So I remember I got my baby, my daughter. I got expectant when I was still at my parents' home. We were planning for our wedding. And then, choop, I got expectant. I got pregnant. So we had to cancel the wedding. Yeah, because my dad is a pastor, but yeah, a pastor. By then he was just a pastor. He was a reverend anyway. You know, with these church titles, there's a pastor, there's a reverend, there's an evangelist, there's a bishop, there's all that. By that time he was a reverend. And he loved me so much as he loved all his children. But I think as the first daughter, he really loved me so much. And he was not even ready for me to take this step of getting married. So by the time our plans were away, when he accepted, and then we started planning our wedding. So that is what happened. I got pregnant. And I remember I was really feeling bad. Like, oh, I wish I got pregnant after my wedding and all that. So I knew getting pregnant is easy. I knew getting a child is very easy. That's how I thought. Because when I didn't want, the baby came. So we stayed for 10 good years. I gave birth in 1998. Bomb blast, that time of bomb blast. Then we stayed, and then my dad started questioning me. When are you doing your wedding? When is the wedding going to be and all that, because it was already underway. And then we started getting challenges, me and my hubby. We are getting a job, we're losing jobs, and somehow the wedding became non-priority. Searching for a stable job became the bigger part. And then I suffered. I got the baby through CS. I had complications. It was so rough. It was just too much. I had things that I've never had. You know, when before you get expectant or before you get pregnant, there's some terminologies you're not familiar with. You'll hear them, but they will not ring a bell. So when I was in the hospital, I was told there's they can't, I don't know what they're calling it. No fetal heart. I was just hearing words. No fetal heart. The baby is breed. No, the baby was not breed. There was no fetal heart. Yeah. There was no fetal heart detected by the hospital where I was admitted. Okay, it was a small clinic. Let me not call it a big hospital. It was a small clinic. And I'm happy that they were so fair. When they realized they could not listen to the fetal heart, they decided to take me to a bigger hospital. So I went there. That's why everybody has their own opinion. But for me, I would say Kenyatta was the best by then. Because they referred me to Kenyatta, that hospital that I was in. They took me to Kenyatta. They hired a taxi, just a normal taxi, a small. It was a 504 Peugeot, yeah. We got a 504 Peugeot. They took me there. And the fact that my mother-in-law was also working in Kenyatta, though she was not on duty, we just asked her, what do we do? Then she said, when you reach Kenyatta, go direct to casualty. Then from there, they will handle you. So I was taken to casualty. And then when they came with the stretchers, you know, by then there was no mobile phone. So you can't say that there was some calls to be made. If it was now, I think we'd make calls. So there were no way you could call anybody. So when the doctor that, okay, not the doctor, then the people who were sent from the other hospital to take me to Kenyatta, they went straight, took the stretchers, and I was, they put me on top of that stretcher and pushed me to the casualty. Then at the casualty, they asked what was the problem. Then they said she had, the water broke on Sunday, and today is Tuesday, and there are no labor. She's not having labors. She's having obstructed labor. I wanted to go for short call, but it could not come out. So I was wondering why. Why am I not having my short calls? Because that is the only thing I could cry. They were asking me, do you hear this? Do you feel this? Do you do? I'm like, I just feel like going for short calls, but even if I push, it's not coming. So they told me that, yeah, that's called obstructed labor. So at the casualty, they didn't even ask us a lot of questions. They took catheter, removed the urine, and I felt something moving from up to down. The baby, the fetus, came from upper part of the tummy to the lower part of the tummy. I felt the move, and the pain I was having disappeared, and I told them, now I'm okay, I can go back home. But now I was told, you can't go back home. You cannot go back home because you are in labor. I told them I'm not feeling any pain. I started arguing with them, and they told me no. The fact that you had something called obstructed labor, you are in labor, and you might not feel it, but you're laboring. So they told me because of all this, the water broke like 2 days ago. The child's way, you can't give birth normal delivery. You'll go for a CS. And I remember that time they will inject you. You sleep. You'll just wake up and find your baby. You'll not know what happened, how it started, and how it ended. So I was taken to theater. And by around 11 p.m., they did the CS, and I found myself in the ward. I can't tell now the time from there, because I remember I went to the theater at around 11, and I can't remember getting out. I just found myself in the recovery ward. So in the back of my mind, I knew getting a child is easy. If you want to get pregnant, it is easy. That is how I took it. And remember, I got expectant when I was still a girl from my parents' home. So I knew when you get into your marriage, you'll give birth the way you want. Guys, those people who tells women that they're here, sijui, kwanza mnapenda kusema ati hao ni kujaza choo. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about, especially when you're telling women that kazi yao ni kujaza choo. You don't know what you're telling them. It's a very bad word. And if you know about tomorrow, you'll keep quiet. But if you don't, okay, you'll talk. Yeah, if you know about tomorrow, you'll talk. But if you don't know about tomorrow, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. And shut it like this. Never talk. When people tell you God gives and God takes, it is true. God gives and God takes. You don't have any ability to bring a child in this life. You don't have. I guarantee you. And if you're those people who tells women, oh, you're giving birth to girls, you're giving birth to boys, you're giving birth to steward, you're giving birth to black children, you're giving birth to brown children, you're giving birth to short children, you're giving birth to tall, you better shut your mouth. You better shut your mouth. You don't have any authority. You don't have any strength. You cannot bring anybody in this world. You cannot. So, my journey was easy. I got the baby. It was, I felt like it's easy to get a child when you want. And I was like, it is not a big deal. If you want to get pregnant, just get. That is how I knew it is. Only to come and find out that it is God who gives children, not human beings. So, just to finish with this one first. Now, what is this? So, I thought the journey was easy. Then we got our baby. We came back home. We started raising this baby happily, joyfully. We had searched for names the way people search for names. We used to watch a show. I don't know. Neighbors, not family, Neighbors. We used to watch Neighbors, and me and my hubby, we used to check names there. When we see the movie ending, we look for names. Apparently, I used to look for names for boys, and my hubby used to look for names for girls. I don't know why he was so much into getting a daughter. And me, I really wanted a son. I don't know why. I think because we have less boys at our home and we have so many girls. So I just felt like having a son. But anyway, we got the girl. We were so happy. We embraced her so happily. So we said that God hold us until we get a job, because by the time I was having the baby, we were jobless. All of us. We had already lost our jobs. So we were like, hey, at least in that time we were using napkins. They are napkins, yeah. Those who know napkins, you get it. This generation, they don't know. They just know Pampers. We were using nappies. Then we later got jobs and all that, and life continued. And then all our friends, all our circle, all our neighbors, all our close friends started getting their second born. Let's say from 99. I gave birth in 98. So them, they'd already given birth a bit earlier, 96, 97, 95, there. So by the time they're getting the second born, our daughter was barely 1 year. So we started visiting. We go visit this person, we take for them gifts. We go visit another person, we take for them gifts. And it was now visit after visit, month in, year in, like that. 2 years, 3 years, until people started asking, when are we coming to visit your second born? It was not hitting me. I'm not using any family planning. I don't know what's happening. Until it reached a point, I even started feeling like I really need that child for sure. Nothing. I didn't get any. The second year, the third year, then the pressure came when my baby was 4 years. Now people are getting their third born. I'm tired of going to visit people. I am tired. I'm tired to go take to people gifts and nobody can come and bring from your gift. And I'm not even interested because other people are getting it. I'm now ready for my second born. Not because people are getting the third, fourth, and fifth. No, I'm now ready for my second born. It's a heavy journey. It's a painful journey. It's a hard journey. And I know many of you will take it as a joke. It was not a joke. It was not a joke, darling friends, darling subscribers. It started hitting us up. So what made me get a bit okay is that my hubby got a job out of the country. So when people are asking me, when are we coming to see our second one? He's out of the country. He's not around. And oh yeah, he comes for his leave. He goes back. Nobody attacks him. I'm the one being attacked. When are we getting the second born? And I'm like, You can't say he's not out. He's out. Now you have to tell people why. I don't have anything to tell people. I could not say any word. So that is when I realized it is eating me up. So I started going to hospitals. I go to this hospital, I'm told you're okay. Are you seeing your periods? Yes. Are they regular? Yes. I got desperate. I started asking people, what do I do? And you just look for people that are not close to your circle. People you meet like once. So I remember there's a day I went to a certain hospital in, how do you call that place? Upper Hill. The guy could not even understand me. Okay, somehow he knew I'm desperate, but whatever I was speaking was not adding up. So she told me, it's like you've been talking to so many people and you're not yourself. So before we do anything, we have to look at your circle first. I give you some medication to bring your circle to normalcy. Then we can start from there. I accepted because I was desperate. So I was given some medication for 3 months. After 3 months, I go back. She prescribed again. She's prescribed again. Then a certain time, she told me, now when you are about to, when you want to have your child this month, I'll give you some fertility booster. So she gave me some fertility boosters. I took them religiously. Nothing came. The fifth year, I decided I'm not going to any doctor. Nothing came. The 7th year, nothing. The 8th year, nothing. Then the 9th year, we are now financially stable. We are having our wedding. Colorful wedding. A beautiful wedding. Very, very, a grand wedding. So we did the wedding. And then now, I was told, now we need the second one. Imagine this is a lip balm. It's not a lipstick. It's a lip balm. My daughter gave me as a gift, and they're still there. I still have them up to now. She was working, I don't know which brand she was working with, and the brand gave her these ones. So, I didn't have anything to answer. I only said, it's okay. Then here comes post-election violence. I'm telling you, I ran to one hospital to the other. I ran to different hospitals. I think I had almost 6 gynecologists. And I used to ask, who is the best gynecology? Oh, go to this. You'll get the best. I go there. Frustration. And then another one. Check this one. Take this hospital. Check this. I went to any big hospital you people know. But I realized no human being gives children. It is God. So, because I was so desperate, I could not understand myself anymore. So I decided I'll go for prayers. And I didn't want anybody to know. So I went to a certain place called Katoloni. And that is where I got the first miracle. I went there for prayers. I was so desperate. I could not speak a word. Anytime I start praying, I burst into tears. Because I've used money. Money cannot help me. I've gone to the best gynecologists. They don't give children. I went to counselors. They just talk to you. They don't have a solution. So I felt like, let me go to Katoloni. I go and pray, because I remember that was the only place I knew I could go and nobody knows me. And I go tell God everything, because I felt like now, after wedding, at least before wedding ningejitetea, sijafanya harusi, you've not paid my dowry, you've not done this, I'm not going to have, I could use those as excuses. But this time round, the reality hit me. And now everybody was asking, even people who were not close to me. I started shifting from one house to the other, from one estate to the other. I left Kayole, went to Umoja. Umoja, I leave this house, I go to this other block, just because I don't want anybody to ask me, mwenzake ni nani? Those are questions that are normal. People ask. If you look at me, I don't ask those kids things. I don't ask. Where's your second one? Where's your third one? Where's your... I don't. You tell me one child, I'm contented, unless you open your mouth. You tell me you have 2 kids. I don't. It was so traumatizing. I suffered. I didn't have peace. I didn't have joy. I hated pregnant women. I saw them and I used to feel like they're showing off to me. If I see you breastfeeding, I feel like you're doing it to make me cry or just to show me that I can't. So, when I went to Katoloni, I cried. The day I arrived there, I cried. I didn't have words. There was no word that I could speak. The moment I started to speak, the tears roll and I was in pain. Niko na kinyongo. I would feel, hey, I think I was crying with hatred. So in the evening, they welcome. There's a chapel. So when you came during daytime, in the evening, we are all assembled in that chapel. Then they ask, who have just arrived today? You stand up. If you have something, you say. If you don't have, you don't say. Then they clap for you. They welcome you. And those who are leaving tomorrow, they are told to come. They pray for them. So they were a very young couple. I wish I could take their name and look for them. A very young couple, very, very tiny couples. I think the boy was 24 and the girl was 20. Because they said their age. So they said, we are here to come and thank God for our wedding, which was yesterday. Hey, how? How do you go for a honeymoon in a church to pray? I'm like, are these people for real? And they said their wedding was tough. They strained, they prayed, and all came to pass. So they told God that if this wedding succeeds, we shall go to a prayer center and give you glory before we enjoy the marriage as couples. And you know, Katoloni, there's no couple. I don't know if nowadays there is, but there were no couples. The lady was sleeping with us. The boy was sleeping with the men. And he was not a pastor, so he was sleeping with the men in like a dormitory, like a hostel. And also the girl was sleeping with us, the same hostels. There were special rooms for pastors, bishops, and all that. But the girl was sleeping with us. The boy was sleeping with the others. And with prayer time, they will not sit together. They will be in different places until the time they are coming to join hands in the evening is when you'll see them in the center of the field, holding each other in praying, speaking in tongues, and then we go for prayers, part ways until tomorrow. And they said they are there for a whole week for their honeymoon. That was the first answer. After I've cried the whole day, in the evening, that's what I had. These are people thanking God with no child, just for a celebration, just for a successful wedding. And you had a successful wedding, you have a big job. Hey, you didn't even say thank you. So that was my first challenge. So the second day, I cried to God, and I cried to God, telling God, oh, I have firstborn a girl, I want a son, blah, 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 blah. And prayed, and then I think by the fourth day, I was not in pain anymore. The third day, I would pray, I would speak to God, I'll be happy, I'll claim the words, I know that this is going to happen. And that is how I prayed, and that was was it after my wedding? It was before my wedding. It was 2007. Then 2008, we wedded. Then 2009, I gave birth. I got pregnant 2008. Then I gave birth to 2009, but at 7 months. I had complications, so I had the child at 7 months. And then God has been faithful. So I knew my womb is now okay. I can get pregnant after 3 good years. We stayed again for 9 years. 9. The other one was 10. This other one, 9. These other 9 years, I also tried. I prayed, took medication. It refused. Back to Katoloni. And this time I heard the voice of God. Do not choose a child. Leave me choose for you. I had the voice because I was not that desperate. I was not like the second born when I was crying so much. This time I just wanted, And I felt like I'm also asking too much. There are people who have 1. I'm going to ask for the 3rd. There are people who are okay with 2. You're going to ask for the 3rd, So this time I was going just with the desire for blessing, but I was free to pray well, and I was happy to pray, and I was okay, as much as I was crying from inside, but not with the bitterness of the second born. And I left there, okay, and believe me, I came, God remembered me, and today I have the 3rd child. What am I trying to say? I'm giving you a journey. There are those people who are able to pray and get. There are people who just wait upon the Lord and get. There are people who try with medication and get. But I want to tell you that it is a heavy and a hard journey. It's not an easy one. Especially if you had not gotten the firstborn and you're really asking God and you're really trying medication, you're trying to eat healthy, you're trying to do exercise, you're trying everything, and it's not adding up. These people go through trauma, but the people around them, they don't know. Especially people who just give birth the way they want, easily like that. They will not understand you. They will ask you questions you cannot answer. They will judge you. They will tell you things. Never ever ask somebody why they're not having kids. Those are people's painful secret pain. Don't ask them why they have only boys. Don't ask them why they have only girls. Don't talk about the race, the color of their kids. Please. You are not God. God is the one who gives. At the same time, is the God who takes. So, when your neighbor has got 1 child, please keep off. Unless they're the ones opening their mouth to talk to you. Give them a softer answer. Don't give harsh answers. I remember there's a friend of mine who used to tell me before I got my second one, I just wake up in the morning, I'm pregnant. 2 days I'm expectant. And I used to go back to my house, I would cry. And she was my best friend, so I would not tell her what I'm going through. I would just hide myself and cry. I would weep so much. I would cry, tears like rivers. I remember there's a day I was holding my pillow. And I cried without knowing, only to find out that the pillow was wet. Please, never, never, don't ask people what they're going through. Let them talk to you, yes. If they ask for your opinion, assist in a humbly way, with a soft answer, with a good answer. Do not give harsh answers. Remember the shit. People talk nasty things. People break your heart. People tear you in pieces. People break you. People, hey, I don't know why do people talk like this. And I was like, do you know when you're talking to me, I'm also God's creature like you. God values me the way he values you. So who are you to devalue me? To see me valueless? Who are you and you did not create even a nail on my fingers? And you demean me. You decrease me. You hurt me. Why? Many people are not having kids because the people around them spoke painful things until they decided they better stay without. If I get somebody who is trusting God for a child, answer is there. You will get a child. You will. Because even the women who were called barren in the Bible, they came to give birth at some point. Why? Their time was not right when we are told about them. But with time, they were remembered. Hannah was barren. The Bible says God tied her womb. But God released it through prayers. Please, nobody's permanently barren. Nobody. When you call to God, he comes in. And he comes in like a flood. And he changes your story. And he changes your situation. For real, for sure. So today I was just encouraging you guys. Maybe it's not for everybody, but it cannot miss one person. In case you want just somebody to talk to you and let you know that you can have children by just encouragement and prayer. I am a testimony. I am a witness. I am a living testimony. It will come to pass. And the God I pray to, the God I serve, has never, even one day, disappointed me. So if you're down there, you're crying, you're stressed, I'm here to tell you, your time is coming and your time is now. And you're going to get the children you want and God is going to bless you. So thank you for those who've been watching. Thank you for those who have listened to me up to now. And thank you for liking our video. Thank you for viewing our video. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. And thank you for liking. I'm so grateful. I'm so humble. I'm so honored. Until we meet again. Bye.